Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, Lauren, and Danny. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey!
Whoa.
Sorry, I yelled.
I didn't get the memo in the group, hey, but hello.
Hey. I didn't practice.
And we're back to episode 9 entitled Blue. I was going to do a thing and I was like, wait, I was going to say blue, but that is not.
Did you plan wearing that sweatshirt for this episode?
I didn't, but everyone, all the ear readers right now, I am wearing a blue sweatshirt and we're doing blue, so.
Guys, we should have worn blue. We really missed the boat on that one.
Yeah, dang it.
Okay.
I want a bunch of
I'm the
wannabes.
Warren gang.
So, this episode, Blue, is called Blue because it is named after a song that this young lady wrote next to me, to my left. Her name is Lauren, and she wrote the song called Blue. It's on her album, Sad Girls Club. It's track number 9. So, we'll hear a little bit of it, and then we'll jump into what this is really about. So, hit it, Francie.
He says this town is so boring, but anywhere he is to me is interesting. I know we're practically strangers, but I wanna stay here
I start lip syncing. You blew us so what? And then I was like, there's no vocals there.
Wow, what a song.
I fought for that interlude.
No,
That
you
wasn't going to be
didn't.
there. Yes, it was. We did it, and you're like, I don't know if I like it. And I was like, no, we must do it. So
I don't think that happened.
it definitely.
That's a cool fact.
It
So
definitely-
in Lauren's words, this is about new love, a crush, connection, the magic of the start of something new.
the start of something new.
So that's the theme of this episode, although that's the many themes. So let's kick it off with our highs and lows, ladies.
He's loose.
Come on, lads.
Let's do greediest to neediest.
Oh, greediest to neediest.
Well, it just happens to go
It just
that
means
way.
the right side of the room
I feel like I'm pretty
No, it
greedy. If
doesn't.
I cut a burger in half, I'm
no.
definitely always going to
Always
give you the
gonna take the
small
bigger
half.
half.
Unless I'm stuffed,
always
which
taking
I'm
the
still
bigger
thinking
half.
of myself.
Okay, we're still
Well,
starting with Amy.
It's good to be honest.
Ready?
Okay, wait, I didn't even. Oh man.
What? You didn't think of
She's
this?
not
All right,
prepared.
I'm gonna go because this little
Okay,
one
Kath.
is not prepared.
Thank you.
Okay, so my high was that last night I talked to one of my BFFs, and it's weird because I always feel like, I don't have much time. I should probably just talk for like 20 minutes, and then we always talk for like over an hour. So, the magic of friendship.
This is why Catherine is 40 minutes late everywhere she goes.
I am not
like,
Don't say that. I'm not 40 minutes
Okay.
late.
That should be an obvious
I
exaggeration.
am a maximum of 7 minutes
All right.
late.
That is
That's
not
so
true.
bad.
Okay.
Because Ezra
move on.
Koenig said that if you're under 7 minutes, you're not actually late.
No, you're.
All right.
Wait,
I
Okay.
didn't know Ezra Koenig was the god of social
Of time?
and
He
respect.
is.
Okay.
My low, I don't really have a low. I don't know. I just feel like life is good. So there you go.
What you?
I don't have a low right
That's
now.
wonderful.
Do you
Moving
know?
on.
Oh, I didn't think.
Amy!
Okay.
I'll go.
You know what? She secretly is trying to say she's not the greediest. That's what she's trying to do.
Okay, Lisa,
Okay.
go.
My high was this morning. I went on a great walk, and I even was like, I might be a little sad. Tried to feel some sadness, but it was so beautiful outside that I just couldn't get there. But my low was last night when I cried all my makeup off and had a slight breakdown, a big breakdown. But
Many.
it's always
breakdowns.
productive.
I relate.
It happens. All right.
Got
I'll
one,
go
Dan?
next. My low was the anxiety attack continuing from the last 2 episodes.
Oh.
Happened in the car again. I couldn't tell if I was having an anxiety attack, yes, or if I just had too much caffeine.
Root beer?
But
I was close.
I would never have root beer.
Okay.
Anyway,
First thing came to my mind.
so yeah, raging anxiety attack still happening, and my high. I mean, I slept for 12 hours, so I guess that was kind of a high, but
Yeah.
like not because it was like a depression sleep. So
And you were not conscious.
well, yeah, but
high. That's
sleeping
sad.
is
No,
great.
but her body repaired itself to a high level.
Not exactly.
Okay, Laura, you want to go?
My low was yesterday because I felt like a shell of a man,
Me.
like a
Oh.
ghost. I was like, I didn't know what was going on.
Typical 9.
My high. I can't think of one.
We have a couple
Sorry.
of lows going on.
I thought it looks
Aw.
Thank you.
Guys, I feel like we should throw a party or something because there's so many lows.
That doesn't
Kat,
help
we're too
a
tired
low.
for a party.
good. I'm way too
If
tired
you
for
want to fix
parties.
your low, you need to sink into it, not try
Yeah, and then you'll jump out. Okay, I'll do mine. My high was that my friend is talking. Well, actually, no. My friend's husband was talking about her visiting, so I'm really excited. But it's a surprise for her. So I'm really excited about that. And then from Utah. And then my low is that I lost this shirt that I really need. I really need to find it, and I cannot find it. And I'm very stressed.
Amy's having what?
Did you not think of
I'm
yours
serious.
yet?
I can't find it.
Amy has not been
Okay,
alive
okay.
for the past
This
week.
is a recent high, like within the last bit. So
Okay.
this isn't really applicable, but whatever. I don't know what the expiration date is on
Just
good
say
things.
Who cares?
But, well, we went to a wedding like a little while ago, and that was really fun. So that was last week. That was just like 2 weeks
Let me
ago.
tell you my high from 2016. Okay, anyway.
That was really
What
fun.
about
What was your low?
Being bullied.
Is this
right
from when
now?
you were 12?
Yes,
tell
being
us.
bullied.
Right now?
Your entire life.
No. The low is
kidding.
probably whenever I hear about the 6 on the Enneagram, which is what I am.
Wait. Whenever you hear
Or
about
you
your
hear
personality
about
type in
your
Enneagram.
Enneagram
And
type.
why is that your constant low?
Wait, really quick. For all of our readers, the Enneagram is a personality test spectrum
No.
thingy.
Not
Okay, wait.
personality.
I just want to know, why is it a constant low?
Because they're always like, 6s are so anxious. Like, hey, I already know that.
And why are you anxious
That's
about it?
The only good thing they can say is, they're really good at saying what bad things will happen.
They said they had good sense
Okay,
of humor, I think.
cool.
They said they had a good sense
Love
of
it.
humor.
It's okay.
Pretty
I
sure
do
they said
have
that.
a good sense of humor.
Don't worry,
depending.
my Enneagram is always extremely unflattering as well.
Wow.
Apparently, I'm
Alright.
entitled, selfish, fake, manipulative. All these
Okay.
things.
Okay. So
Move on.
You're not alone.
we have a woman dying to my right. We have a fan question. Hit us with it, Kath.
All right. I always want to be perfect at things. I always want to be perfect at things. Do you have any advice on how to lower my perfectionism?
Wow, I wish I could give you advice, but I don't think I've ever had this problem in my entire life.
Really?
I've
This
had
problem
this.
has plagued my entire
once.
life.
I'd be like, I just can't be perfect. I've never thought that.
Wow.
Unless it was maybe like physical appearance.
Yeah, so that
maybe.
counts.
Aren't you blessed?
And
What?
how would you
Doesn't
lower that?
But that's like once a week.
Exactly.
I don't. I just look perfect.
Oh.
What if you shaved your eyebrow off?
You think you look
Then
perfect
I
right now?
wouldn't think
Come
I
on.
look perfect. I think I look pretty freaking good, and that's my version of perfect.
Okay, so she decides that she accepts herself
Yes,
at the level
I accept
of.
myself at the level of my view of perfection. So
She adjusts her
I
view of
adjust
perfection
my view of perfection. And
to
I don't know-
fit whatever it is.
I don't know how I do it. I just do.
She-
Because I don't base my level of perfection off of other people.
Okay, for
I just think about
me,
myself.
I think you just need to explain to yourself that being perfect at pretty much anything is not realistic. You need to just let that standard go. Instead of trying to make it work, that's not really, for me, that would not make me happy. I have learned to let go of trying to be perfect all the time for the most part, and that works for me.
Yeah, because honestly, as humans, all we can do is do our best, our personal best. And sometimes, like today, my personal best is absolutely nothing, okay? That's all I'm physically capable of doing today. And I can't be mad at myself for not doing something I literally cannot do. Like if I tried to do it, it wouldn't work, or I'd do it badly. So it's like you have to, at least I think this works, try and change your expectations of yourself and make it like a victory to do your best, because that's all you can do. If you're constantly trying to do better than your actual personal best, you're never going to reach it, because sometimes you're only capable of doing certain things, and then sometimes you're capable of being really, really awesome, but that's not all the time. Like you can't be like that all the time.
Yeah.
I think that this is like basically everything in life. It sounds like when you're doing this, I do this all the well, I've struggled with this for a lot of my life. I think you're just looking like right in front of your face, but you need to look further. Like, what's your actual goal? Is your goal literally like, I want to be perfect and everything? Like, that's all you're thinking about? Is that really what you care about? Are you going to be in your deathbed and be like, oh, I'm so glad I was perfect at everything. I don't think it's going to happen. What's your actual goal in life? What do you actually want? Like, I actually really just want to impact people's lives. So if I actually think about my overall goal, I'm like, oh, I don't have to be perfect to do that. I just have to put myself out there and actually try and do things, whatever. So what's your actual goal? I don't think your actual goal is be perfect at everything. I think you need to go a little deeper and question yourself a little further.
Yeah, and because usually the goal behind trying to be perfect is you just want to feel loved or good enough. You need to figure out what like that, the goal that's pushing that goal is, and then you can address that problem directly.
Yeah, and if you're talking about like perfect and like doing things, which is like my thing, is that I've always hated when I can't do something exactly right on the first time I try to do it. And it never works, and I always get frustrated, and then I cry. And this is why I don't play games, because then I like, I just cry. Okay. In my soul.
Anyone else?
Sometimes physically.
You people?
Well, I think everyone has a different definition of perfect. The cool thing about our podcast is how we all have very different personalities and different like points of view. And I'm definitely, my pressure that I put on myself growing up was like, I'm very idealistic, and I would always have this idea in my mind of being like perfectly nice and never being like mean to anyone, which can kind of make you into this like giant people pleaser, and you like say yes out of guilt, and that's like then you just become resentful. So I think it's kind of like just taking those standards that you have for yourself and just taking a look at them and saying, why am I doing this? Like, am I actually, is this actually me being nice? Or am I just trying to appear like nice that people will accept me because I can't accept myself? You need to actually look beneath what your standard is and like question why you have it and what it's there for. Like, does it actually serve you? And I don't know, being perfect, that doesn't exist. And I think that it's like when you think of your friends, your best friends, do you expect your best friends who you love and care about to never make a mistake, to always be perfect? Like, usually, hopefully, if you're a good friend, your friend would tell you they did something wrong, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's okay. Like, I know that you'll do better next time. Like, you're a good person. Like, I know who you are. Like, that mistake doesn't define you. Like, if you could treat yourself a little bit more how you treat your friends by giving them grace, give yourself grace. You don't have to be perfect. Perfect is not interesting. It's not human. You're not a robot, and you're never going to be a robot. And that'd be weird if you was.
Sometimes you just want to be a robot.
I just want to address the fact that I just swallowed something down the wrong pipe. Continue. Just so you don't get me choking. Okay.
So Laura's going to talk now.
I think they all kind of like covered everything except for something that I think not everybody thinks about, but a lot of people do. And I think like this is like, you think you have to be perfect so that you don't let anyone down, but the world still turns when you let people down.
True.
And when you disappoint them, they don't hate you. And if they do, then that's their problem and not yours. And being perfect and never letting anyone down is just really unrealistic. And the world doesn't end if you let someone down. So just remember that.
Here's a good logic chain to ask yourself. What is the worst thing that could happen? And then go to that scenario in your mind. Is it like, oh, well, all my friends would hate me and then I'd be alone? Guess what? You could still make new friends. Like, there's a lot of people in this world. If you actually go to your worst fear, it's usually not as bad as you think, and you can usually think of a way out of it. So stop just running from your fear and just face it.
It's usually not likely that it's actually going to play out.
And you need to change your expectations of yourself and the way that you're viewing things. Like, if you want to do things perfect on the first try, like I like to fantasize about doing, it often makes you not do anything because you're too scared to do anything. You're too scared to try. But if you change your goal to more of one that is putting yourself out there and trying, because when you try and you put yourself out there, you give others permission to try and put themselves out there too. And they're going to be like, oh, she's not scared of failing or being perfect, or even if she is, she's going to like try anyway, which is such a worthy goal. So when you think of things a different way, it is so much easier. And do not let fear steal your potential from you. Okay? Because perfect steals potential a lot of the time. So don't let it.
Well, thank you for that question. Reader, I don't know what your name is, but thank you. Really spurred some great conversation. So we're going to head on over to, they're going to say something, to a strange place in the world. A strange little
For this segment,
place
can
where
everyone
two
who's
walls
wearing hoops
intersect.
please just do what I just did?
Oh, I
Just
can't
put your hoops on your ears. It's so
Mine
fun.
won't stay there.
Mine won't.
It's so fun. Thank
They'll
you.
stay for a sec.
I feel like an alien.
All right, it's
Well, I'm going to do this anyway.
anyway.
It's so
It is
fun.
Lisa's
Usually,
corner.
I
I was talking.
Oh.
I tried to say it 18 times. No one would let me.
All right,
It's
say it.
Lisa's corner.
You already said it was Lisa's corner.
But everyone was talking.
Okay, it's Lisa's
Ba,
corner.
ba, ba,
Usually, I pull something out of the sky for this, but I actually thought about this for 10 seconds first. We have a little presentation. I've checked the sleeves off. Okay. Woo! We're gonna do a scary story. Ready, everyone? Turn the lights down in your mind. Okay. It's dark. It's dark and spooky. Okay. Oh, I feel like this will be a gentle tribute to Miranda Sings, like inspired by her, but not really. All right. So, once upon a time, there was a girl, a little girl, and she had 3 toes. She was very nice. Her life was good, but one day her town called Potato Town. She was walking through, and it got dark. There were potatoes everywhere. The potatoes start to quiver. Potatoes everywhere, quivering. And stop. From the sky came down a mayonnaise sandwich. And this mayonnaise sandwich started to chase all the potatoes. And the potatoes were like, run, run. And the little girl, frozen with fear, couldn't move. And the mayonnaise came and walked right to her and said, sniff me. Smell the mayonnaise. I'm going to eat you and you will be mayonnaise too. And she cried and she cried and she, Mama! Mother! No one was around. Just quivering potatoes everywhere. And then she woke up. It was a dream. But
She saw 3 toes.
in real life, when she woke up, one of her toes covered in mayonnaise.
It was a hint.
And then it got dark again, and then she really woke up, and there was no mayonnaise. And that's the end.
Whoa!
Thank you.
I feel
thank
enlightened.
you.
That really was a horror
that was-
story.
I knew
I
they
feel
would be
scared.
scared.
That was a horror
yeah.
sketchy.
In case
I
our
don't like
readers
it.
don't know, we've probably announced this publicly 100 times. Wait, I don't know if anyone here's a traitor, but collectively, we hate
No,
mayonnaise.
I'm Switzerland. I'm pretty neutral on it.
Get out.
no.
Yeah,
I
but you
do-
still put
no.
mayonnaise as the horror part of your
No, because
story.
it was funny. Okay, if I have to eat mayonnaise, I will.
No.
If there's only one sandwich
If I
left that has
don't-
mayonnaise on it, I'll eat
If
it.
I don't know there's mayonnaise in something, it's not gonna be a big deal. I won't taste it
Exactly.
and realize
You don't
it.
even taste it.
But if I realize it's there, it's like it's all in my
Okay,
head.
I don't want to hear about this
I'd,
anymore.
like, scrape it
Okay,
off.
we're done with that topic.
Christina's
That
the
was
worst. Christina's
the
terrible.
worst story I've ever heard. But let's hear a good story.
Oh,
Let's hear a good
pressure's
story
on.
from this lady. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss United
No,
States.
she's not.
Yes, she
Yeah, you are, Laura.
So Laura's got a story about the guy who inspired the song Blue.
Okay.
On.
So I went to community college for 1 semester. I was really reaching high. I went for 1 semester. And
One semester.
and then I dropped out. And then it was in my psychology class. Then obviously, I was on the lookout. Not like too on the lookout, but a little bit, Any
For what? Books?
Yeah. for
For
knowledge.
any
Potential suitors.
yes, any potential suitors.
Potatoes and
So there's this one guy in my class. Obviously, I had to sit in the front of the class so I could hear and see and be a good student. And he was sitting behind me in the middle, but he kept making comments during the class, not dumb comments, comments that added to the discussion or whatever. So noticed, I was like, okay, I like someone who can talk a lot. I like that. And then one day, so he was sitting behind me in the middle section, and then one day he just sat right next to me, and I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, eh. And then let's see. And then one day we had to do this project where we had to go to a toy store and do all this stuff. And then I really branched out, and I was like, hey, do you want to do it with me? So then, but
Wait, didn't you tell me a story? You were you inspired me. I did, right? Or was that a different time? You asked me to hang out. So I don't know. You're
I
like,
don't
"You made me
recall."
bold."
Anyway, I made a bold move, and so I asked him to do it with me. So we went to the toy store, and then we did the project, and then we were done with the project, and then we were just standing there, and he didn't leave or be like,
Leave
well,
what?
bye.
The
Like
toy
the store. We were
Oh.
done. So we're just like standing there. So then I was just like,
You
okay.
didn't want no toys.
So
you
you
wanted
like
your heart.
want to go to Sonic? He was like,
Oh, that is
Want to go
bold.
to
So
Sonic?
then we went to Sonic, and then we just like sat at the table and just talked for like a really long time, and it was like really fun. And he was asking me all these questions, and it was really interesting because he was talking about how he was really into music and photography and like writing and all this stuff, but he was like too scared to like really like go all out for it. And I was like, no, I literally like started like yelling a little bit, and I was like, you can't just sit by when you want to do these things. You can't just be scared of it. You have to just go and do it. And he's like, oh yeah, I know. So we were like talking about that for a long time, and then it was like 9:00, and then I was like, well, I gotta go, bye. So then I was like, okay, bye. But then I was driving out of the Sonic, and then he was behind me, and I made another bold move. Like, who am I? And I just like stopped the car, and I rolled my window
didn't
down,
rear-end you?
and I like, yeah, he did. And I like waved for him to like come around. So then he like drove up next to me and like was like, what's up? And I was like, do you want to like do something artsy right now? And then he was like what? I was like, I don't know. I can't believe I did this. I cannot believe this. I was like, don't you have a bunch of like music stuff at your house? And then he was like, yeah. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah. And he's like,
That
okay,
was
follow me. I was
That
like,
is a bold move. I love
Wow,
it.
when I
come out of your
invite
shell a
myself
lot
over.
before that, and then you were like, I did it, and I was like,
I
whoa.
was really, I'm really shocked
Yes.
thinking
A
about
bold
this
move.
now.
I really
So I
am.
went to his house.
IDK.
I don't really know why I did that, but I mean, it wasn't weird or anything. We just like went and we started recording a punk cover.
You tell
of-
me how you wanna be in a punk band.
Yes, of a punk cover of "Issues" by Julia Michaels. We just started recording like drums and guitar because
Was
he
he a
played
good
guitar.
singer?
We didn't end up even doing the singing part. We just did that, and then he was playing his Nintendo and trying to show me how to play it, and I was like, I don't know what this is. And then it was really just like fun, and we were just like recording, and then he had his xylophone. Like, this is what I'm trying to say is that like all the things that I say in the song actually happened, like showing me how to play your xylophone. He literally this is so funny, but he like went to an abandoned music store and just like took a xylophone from it, and he had it in his room. So he was like, and he was like showing me how to play it.
Wow, this is a
I
hipster.
know. And then
Hipsterland.
we were just like hanging out, and it was like 6 hours, and then it was like midnight, and then I was like, okay,
Gotta go.
I should probably go home for real. And like the first time when I was like, okay, gotta go, and I was like, just kidding, I'm inviting myself to your house.
It's cute though.
But then, yeah, it was just like really nice and fun, and like a hashtag connection. But I never went anywhere after that. But still, it was a good night. So
Good
And
moment.
then you asked him why he sat next to you in the first place.
no, actually, one day we were just sitting next to each other in class, and we were both talking about how we hated Sperry's, the shoes. And then he was like, oh yeah, I hate them. And then he was like, I'm like a Vans guy or something. And he's like, that's actually why I sat next to you in the first place, because I liked your shoes. I was like, because I was wearing Vans. I was like, okay, whatever.
No one's ever sat next to me because of my shoes.
I'm really shook that there was an abandoned music store. Why didn't they donate all those instruments to a school or something?
The whole thing is
know.
strange.
That's really like bad.
I
Anyway.
feel like you
Wow.
just stepped into like a parallel universe
Yeah.
for like a day.
Yeah, well,
I
the
did.
real
I
art
really
town.
did.
She honestly
And then
did.
That's
I,
She
wild.
was in Paper Towns
She was
or
in
something.
Potato Town.
I know. I literally felt like I was in a movie because like who was
Like,
she?
who hangs
Who
out
did
like
that?
Who was she?
don't
Wow.
know.
Literally, when Lauren told me she did that, I was like,
I
who?
feel like you were kind of channeling the main girl from Paper Towns. You're
I
like,
probably was.
Well, what Laura just said. So this story actually ties in with the next thing. So I'm gonna have Laura. We're gonna go to her first. So Kath, announce your question of the day, and it's gonna go right back into this.
Okay.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
So the question of the day is, have you ever had a code name for someone? This could be a guy or a crush or just anyone. Have you ever had an interesting code name for a person?
Okay, I wouldn't really call this a code name. It just was like a nickname that caught on about that guy that I just talked about.
Laura,
He
Laura,
has
nah.
code
A
name.
nickname is something you call
This
someone
ain't a nickname.
to their face. A
And
code
I
name is
get-
when you call someone
weird.
behind their back.
I get the credit.
You did not
I
call this
know
to his
that.
Okay,
face.
so Laura, what do you call this guy?
Well, he had like kind of a strange name.
Strange name.
So like Lisa couldn't remember it, So then she's like, "Oh, what's his name? Krav Maga." It's like, what?
We always called him
So
Krav.
now we
We
call
always
him
call him
that.
And,
Krav
like,
Maga.
and that's nice. I think we just call him Krav.
Yeah. All right, I don't
So
call
how's
him that.
Krav, Laura?
So listen,
Krav Maga.
in our little layout of today's episode, it says Lauren tells the story of Krav Maga.
yeah.
So
And isn't that like a fighter or something? That-
It's
not a
fighting
fighter.
style.
Something you do.
It is a type
Who is this warrior
Oh,
man?
jujitsu. Isn't that like a chef?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Okay.
Obviously.
So guys, who's got some code names?
Oh gosh.
have
Okay.
none.
Let's get 'em out.
Just a general thing. I just censor people's names. So like I'll do like J star 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 or like A star 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 or like whatever or C star star star. Like I just censor people's names when I'm like talking about them. Especially when I don't like them. And then another thing I do, I don't think they would see this episode, but if these people heard these nicknames, they'd know it was them, but they're not offensive really.
Maybe you shouldn't say them.
I'm gonna say them. I don't care. It doesn't affect you.
Okay.
So what I do is I take people's names
no.
and then I just alter
I
them
hate this.
slightly. What? And then make them slightly offensive. So this one that I had was Crusty Cheez-It.
Not too bad. Not
And
too bad.
then the other one that I had is Sin Noodlearo. So that's my nickname. Yeah.
I'd like to say that the more code names you have, the more shady you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
And
why
I
can't you
have
just
a-
talk about
okay.
your
I
life?
have a long list of code names.
I have a lot of code names.
Yeah.
But they're all from like 10 years ago when I was
I feel
Danny's
like
age.
the only one that I had was like Hamon.
Which I mean,
It's Spanish for ham. I'll just say his name. His name was Hamid, and then it's like it's spelled Ham. So there's ham in
Ham
it.
and
And we
cheese.
call him
Hamon.
ham and
Cheese.
cheese,
Ham and
and then
cheese.
call him Hamon, and he definitely doesn't know that.
Okay, the only thing, this is really dumb, but my friend and I were 16. We used to email each other G2G. And we'd be like, okay, so if you see any cute guys at swim practice, you have to tell me, and the code is a banana. So if you see a cute guy, call them a banana. It's just like the code name, so
Like,
no one knows.
I saw a banana
I
today.
saw a banana today.
Makes me uncomfortable.
okay, so I'll just tell you, I have a long list. I'll just tell you two. Oh, one, this girl had a crush on a guy named Eric, so we called him Enron. You probably don't know what that is. It's just a company that had a scandal, but
For some
that...
reason, I think of crops.
Okay, so that's what we called him. I don't know why.
Dwight.
And listen, there was a guy,
Oh, I'm thinking of Monsanto.
there was a guy there.
Let her speak.
There was a guy that I liked, and I called him Medical Doctor because it was his initials. And there was another guy, and I called him Dominican Republic.
Because he was but we gave
Don't
him, not saying we gave him a nickname based on a nickname. Like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
one-
he went by a nickname, so this...
Oh,
Yeah.
Code
I
name
didn't know
was based
that.
on a nickname.
Well, we
yeah,
can say
but
that.
I had to have a code name because these are my brothers, my older brother's friends. Think I could run around the house saying I have crushes on my older brother's friends?
Oh,
no,
you
Wait,
or
do I
saying...
have one for
Yes, yeah, wait, it was such a bad nickname. Wait, what was it? It was Lint. Yeah, Lint.
so obvious.
Lint was another, and it was the worst one ever. It's really
That's
obvious.
like saying, oh, her name is Jessica. We'll call her Schmessica. No one will know.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyone else?
Schmersica.
Anyone else before we move on?
I'm
Calling
not
someone
shady.
Cindy, Mindy,
so
like
I don't
it
have
sounds
any.
just like.
I just want to give you some advice. If you ever need to come up with a code name, slightly alter their name
Or no,
and
or
make
you can.
it.
You can do something
slightly
that's like
offensive.
associated with it, like if you happen to like a guy named Ansel, you could call him Elgort.
Yeah, and that's easy.
No one's gonna hear him be like,
No,
"Ooh."
yeah, that's a good
It's
one.
like
That's solid.
associated
I came
and
with
it
a-
doesn't sound like it at all.
Lauren and I came with a nickname for her one time, and it was Boring Fettuccine. Because it was like, Lauren kind of sounds like boring, and then fettuccine is like Cimorelli, which is kind of like a pasta. She does like make things like kind of
Yeah.
similar.
Wait,
why did you
why
make
did
It
you
was
put-
for like
Okay.
an account or something.
Danny Cimorelli, Fanny Spinelli.
See? It works.
Okay.
Fanny
Catherine Marinara.
Spumoni.
Okay.
Fanny Spumoni.
Yeah, we all just need really Italian sounding things.
That was intriguing. So we have a little treat for you. We're gonna go to Amy's current crisis.
No offense. This is my favorite segment.
But
Okay.
before we jump into this, even though she hates, oh wait, never mind. But even though you hate that you're a 6, you can't do this segment if you're not a 6.
True.
Well, I have a lot of crises.
If you're wondering what a
not the
6
same, though.
is,
yeah.
Enneagram we
Look
talked
up
about
the
earlier.
Enneagram.
Google the Enneagram.
None
But-
of these would be a crisis for you.
Yes. Okay. But before we jump into
Find
this,
a ride
I
home,
want to say a quick
Hey.
thank you. I want to say a quick thank you to our sponsor, Ginger Shots.
Which
I
are
already took
sometimes
mine.
called gingy shots.
Okay, I said that, but don't repeat that. Basically, if you're
Ginger
trying to get cold pressed, organic ginger into your system ASAP, this is what you need.
And it tastes real good, and it's intense.
The apple
It
one
is
is
Very
intense.
intense.
the apple one.
The apple one is so.
You just drink it. I want to drink mine
I
too.
drank some
mine.
and I
I
didn't
have an
even.
apple one.
If
Ooh,
anyone
kinda lands
doesn't
in my
want to drink
nose.
theirs right now, I'll drink it.
I'm gonna drink mine. Okay, Amy, why don't while we have our drinks here,
Oh my god.
we have our refreshments.
Everyone
first.
kick back and take a drink of ginger.
Oh my gosh, wait, I just laughed while I took that,
You open this.
and it went into my nose.
That's not good. That's
that's
never
bad.
good.
Oh no. You
All right.
okay, honey?
Oops.
Okay, so
Hit us.
my name is Amy, and I have a lot of crises. A
Wait, why
lot
are
of them
you
surrounding friends. Getting into it. Let me do it my way. A lot of them surrounding friends.
Okay.
So I have this friend, and she is one of my favorite people in the universe, maybe ever.
Same.
Yeah. Her name is
It's
Megan.
me. I'm just kidding.
It's not Christina. Her name is Megan. She's really lit. But so Megan and I literally we met and we were not friends for like a year. Number one, because Megan's a sketchy name.
Okay,
is.
Amy
So
thinks
wait,
it's a
on-
sketchy
on
name.
your end.
Amy
Wait, so you
believes.
judge someone based on something
Okay,
they couldn't
Well,
control?
not just
so-
that. But like she like would wear all black and be all like I don't know, like just wearing all black, and I was like, okay.
What if she
So like
was God?
we just didn't like connect right away because we
No,
didn't really have time
you-
to talk.
You said you did not talk to her on purpose
Because her name
because-
was Megan.
because you thought it was a sketchy
She
name.
knows that though.
Okay,
But
so
not even
continue.
not actually on purpose, but like I was
Okay.
like, okay, who is it?
whatever.
Very
But yeah,
intriguing.
So for some reason we just did not connect.
For
until,
some
like,
reason.
I love you, Megan, more than anything. So then
Gosh, that got my nose too. Don't laugh.
When it goes in your nose.
Okay, don't laugh while you're doing
okay. So then we were this was like right after we started being friends, and we were going to a party with Christina. Well, it was more like a social gathering. And
Isn't that what a party is?
it was in the Catholic circle, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
Irrelevant facts.
we're on our way there, and then I'm like, what the heck? Megan has not been like answering my texts or like anything, and I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. Like, is she ditching me? I don't know. Is she flighty, unfocused?
You were telling
Knows?
me we were in the car and Amy was just like, oh, she's so bad texting. Like,
Yeah.
she never gets back to me. She never answers my calls. Blah blah blah. And I was like, wow, this girl sounds really sketchy
Like
So-
literally.
because I didn't know her.
So then I like called her like once or twice. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna call her again, like one more time, and we'll see what happens. Like, hopefully she'll answer. I don't know what's going on. So I want to know if she's coming or not. So then I call her. She goes, hey, I've been trying to call you, and I was like, what?
You're like, yeah, right. I don't have any missed calls.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't get like, I was like, why haven't you been answering any of my like texts? And she's like, I have been. I was like, what are you talking about? No, you haven't.
So you're like,
And
she's
then-
real sketchy.
Yeah.
You're like,
No,
liar.
she's
Yeah.
lying too.
And then she's like, no, like, and then she like tells me, and I was like, what the heck?
Wait.
And then
She told you this on the phone or in person?
on the phone. And then she's like, it's really weird because like when I try to call you, like I can't call you.
Huh, that is weird.
So Christina goes, there's no way you like blocked her number, right?
Oh wait, quick backstory. Amy loves to leave her phone laying around
Unlocked.
with the camera
With
open
the
or
light
Snapchat
on.
open, the light
She'll
on.
leave
The
the light
light is always on.
Can I
My
tell you
phone
something?
is unlocked more than it's locked.
No, it is. Now, the thing
got
is,
nothing to
today
hide.
I actually called 2 people on accident. That's like a record.
And you would frequently
She pocket
accidentally
dials
call-
people.
She accidentally calls the guy that she has like a crush on like multiple times in a
Had.
row. Which is no. You would do this in your past by
This
accident.
has happened many
which
times
is
to me.
so embarrassing.
Like, no, one time my phone literally turned itself on and called the guy I was literally obsessed with 5 times. 5. No less.
That's a cool way to
Not
seem, you know,
one,
really, you
not
know,
2.
nonchalant.
No, I was really weirded out. So then she's like, you didn't block her number, right? I was like,
You're like,
I
no.
do not think I did not block her number. Like, I don't know what's going on. So then I look, her number was blocked. I inadvertently, accidentally, somehow, the phone gods that hate me, they blocked her number.
Your phone is bouncing around in your purse, unlocked. It's like
Calling your
contact
crush.
is pulled up.
Guys, I called 2 people, and they were
Okay.
both in class today. like their respective schools.
And can I just say something? Amy's had multiple phones over the past 5 years.
It ain't the phone.
They all
Wait,
do
It's
it.
the phone.
That
you.
needs to be another segment.
It's not
Your
the
phone.
phone.
Yes, talk about it now.
It's not the
I
phone.
don't
segment?
get it. How did she even get? Okay, when you texted her, even though you blocked her number, they went
They
through.
can get texts.
But
They just
she
can't
But
do
you
can't
can't
text
even
you them.
receive texts.
And then when you called her,
She can get
answer.
myself, but she can't call me.
She can't call.
So then, no, today, literally, this is really just an off-topic story, but today, literally, I was like walking and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. I was like, oh my gosh, my phone is literally calling someone. And then I like hung up really fast. I was like Snapchat calling him. And then they like text me and they like, I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay, I wasn't in class or anything. I was like, wait, are you being serious or not?
Oh, please, put your phone on silent. You go to
And he
class.
was
It's basic learning.
Then they're like, LOL, was I? And I was like, I don't know. I don't understand when people are being facetious or not. Like, hello, you know that about me.
Wait, through a text?
No, through
How are you
Snapchat.
supposed to pick up facetiousness through a text?
Exactly.
You're not.
So
I could.
Wow.
it was just really awkward.
Well,
And then
my
I called another girl who was in class earlier. So
Wow.
Bye,
So
Amy.
that was the story of the time. Amy blocked her friend's number.
Just because her name was Megan.
I have only purposely blocked three people's numbers in my lives, and now I'm like, should I text them just to taunt them because they
Right?
won't be able to respond?
I've blocked numbers.
Wow.
I've
I
blocked
can
I got a lot.
100% do that.
Catherine's
Oh, I
blocked
block.
many
Oh,
numbers.
she's blocked.
I block on a daily.
She's like,
Numbers, Snapchats, Instagrams.
she's like,
all.
deleted. Oops, forgot your number. Gone.
She
All the
does.
time. That could be another one. Wow, so many segments. All right, well, that was great to
Thanks,
learn.
baby.
We're gonna wrap this up. So we're gonna go to Kath herself, and she's gonna tell us about the challenge, the Cimorelli challenge.
All right, we got a good one for you guys today. This was actually inspired by my friend. I FaceTimed her, and she was going through a really hard time. And I said, okay, my challenge to you is to find the sunshine in every day. So that just means like finding one good thing or something positive in your day. And she actually would text me like and be like, oh, the sunset, literally the sunshine in every day, or like some cool thing that happened. So my challenge to you is if you're going through a dark time and you're you got to just change your mindset around and start looking for good things in your day, and you might notice your life will change.
But also it applies if you're going through any time.
So
Well, yeah,
if
you
you're
stand a
gonna do
little
this, if you're gonna look for the sunshine in your everyday, please tweet us. It would brighten our days too. So tweet us with hashtag
Cimorelli podcast.
Cimorelli Pod.
That was
Cimorelli
weird.
Podcast. Yeah, tweet us with that hashtag. We'll take a look through. We would love to see it. So thank you for participating in advance.
Very, very much.
Thank you.
And Lisa, why don't you end this day with something inspirational? The queen of inspiration herself.
Every time I don't plan it, I say something really stupid or mean.
no.
Okay.
Inspire us.
Come on, just pull something out of that bizarre brain of yours. What's on the menu?
Whoa. Venues, dates. Okay. Do your feet ever get cold? If your feet get cold, I just want to inspire you with this thought. Sometimes one pair of socks is not enough. I would invest in a great pair of fuzzy socks, a couple pairs if you live in a place with rugged winters. And there's also this thing called double socking it, okay? 2 pairs of socks. That's really gonna take you to a new place of warmth. But you know what's a real game changer is, 2 pairs of socks, but one of them is fuzzy. Regular socks
I do that
and
all
then
the time.
fuzzy socks. Although, beware of ingrown toenails from too much squeezing on your toes.
Oh my gosh.
So I hope that was inspiring. Thanks, guys.
That's great. That's
Wow,
great.
we've all been inspired today.
Yes.
So glad we let her speak on the show. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us for this episode. Blue is the name of it, but the real name is the Cimorelli Podcast. So thanks for listening, reading,
podcast.
watching. What's that word called where you participating? Thank you for participating, and we'll see you guys. We won't see you. You'll see us next time. Bye.
Again, another sweatshirt, another anxiety attack.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.